I've been down the same old highway once before. I've been down the same old street once before. I have seen the same old city. I have seen the same old town. I've been down the same old highway once before. I have seen those silver dollars once before. I have seen those shining trinkets once before. I have seen the booze flying. I have seen my children dying. I've been down the same old highway once before. I have seen the locomotive. I have seen the cities grow, and the poor man into a rich man from the land they didn't know. I have seen the cause of justice granting deeds with a judge's hand. I have seen the natives huddled in little corners of the land. Now I'm promised wealth and justice for my native rights and more. But I've been down the same old highway once before.
Now, Peter Frank worked in the Union of Nova Scotia Indians himself for many years. He was a pilot for the community, and he got into the music, and his music, you know, it was very powerful.
No more Indian claims or as such. There's taxes to be paid and there's money to be made. To keep those bloody Indians cost too much.
I was only 13, I believe 13 or 14, when Peter Frank passed away due to a fire in a home, and it was very tragic. You know, everybody was shocked in the community. It was very saddened, and we just couldn't believe, you know, what took place.
Heavy water plant will boom and we'll have so much room.
Peter Frank was not mincing words at the time, and I thought he did a wonderful job in capturing what has happened to our nation.
I don't know how a lot of people will take some of the lyrics. What he's saying really did happen. Some, like the plan, when they talk about the plan, a lot of that stuff really did happen. Then people kind of turn a blind eye to it. But now he's kind of opening up he's opening up the pages for everybody to see, you know, and how it's going to impact non-natives and natives, I'm not sure. But I think there's going to be a positive impact.
A lot of the things that he speaks about in his music, in his songs, in his words, were things that we're experiencing today, and it's 2016. These are some of the things that we've experienced, and back then, a lot of people felt like they didn't have a voice. They weren't comfortable or confident enough to share what they were going through, what their people and what their community was going through.
Government's got a plan, no more Indians in this land. Don't be surprised if your brown eyes turn to blue. Your hair will turn gold, your children will be told. How wise the government.
Listen to those songs and look at reality today. From that 30-some odd years, look at me. I got grandkids, blonde hair, blue eyes.
The source of government guilt will have to go. All Indians would die in as high as the sky.
As a politician, as a chief of First Nation, you always go back to his songs and try to relate to issues that we're facing now today. The struggles that we had 30 years ago, we are still having the same troubles that we had many years ago. And the stories and the songs, Peter Frank related to, they're very true.
And we pay her with a cry. But now our way of living, we are children when we die.
A lot of things that he mentioned on these songs, I don't know how he did. I don't know if he was a future teller or whatever, but whatever he did, sang those songs, 79, that's a long time ago. And today is 2016. If anybody has that record, listen to them. It's happening today.
The stories behind the songs is what has impacted me. And it has made me look a little closer to our people, what our people have gone through and what we're still trying to go through.
If he was alive today, he would have been an icon like Will Nelson, nigga. This guy is a legend. Then he would have been a legend today because of what he was singing.
I got a call from a friend in the States. He said, "Have you ever heard this album by a fellow named Peter Frank?" And he sent me a picture of the album cover, and I said, "No, I'm not familiar with it, but it looked amazing." It's a picture of Peter with a guitar and a Mi'kmaq sort of quilt sort of background, some artwork in the background, and I was like, I have to hear this record. So I got online and started doing research, and my research led me to Wagmatcook and the Bernard family, and I reached out to Valley and Andra, and they were kind enough to send me some copies of the album. And when I got the vinyl, I was blown away. I read the liner notes, and I was starting to learn. I put the needle on the groove and just was sort of, spellbound by these songs. The quality of the songs and the lyrical content, the things that Peter was writing about, it was important to him. And I was like, we have to include some of this music on the compilation. So I found that the song Little Feather had a very strong message and was beautiful musically, and we included that on the compilation that came out in November of 2014.
The Peter Frank Music Project was born after the completion of the 2015 Wagmatcook Arts and Cultural Festival. We heard about Peter Frank's music through the family. We got to learn about the man and also the history of what happened, the unfortunate history of his passing through a house fire in 1981, and delving into it a little bit more, learning that he released an album in 1979, and the power of his words, the impact of so many things that happened in the late 70s and how he integrated those parts of his life into his music.
Don't take it away. You little acres of rocks and bushes, please let me stay.
I had worked with Robert on other projects, and this was a project that he alerted me to that sounded like a really important pieces of music to be unearthed, and I was immediately interested in being part of it and to work with the people that would be singing the songs.
When you first contacted me about getting involved in the project, I had already known a little bit about Peter Frank's album because my mother had it. She kept asking me, "Nah, you have to listen to this. You have to listen to the words in this music and his songs because he's able to tell. He was able to predict the future and what's going on today. And this was something that he recorded years ago."
Peter Frank now, like I said, is part of my children's family. Their great-grandfather is their Peter Franco.
I was approached by Robert Bernard at the Wagmatcook Arts and Culture Festival. He had an idea after he heard that a local artist, Peter Frank, had been included on a Grammy-nominated recording and thought it would be a really great opportunity to bring his music to light and to the community as part of the festival.
I heard stories about Peter Frank from he was married to my Aunt Sylvia and had 2 daughters with her. But I never heard his music until just a few months ago when you first approached me. When I did hear it, I was kind of surprised how powerful his lyrics were. And so with a soft voice, but with a powerful message.
Take your beads and lay the weeds and fly to the sky. Take your band and leave this land as the other world cry.
The first night that I was here, I was very nervous because I was thinking, I don't know if these two songs that were selected are for me. And as I listened to them a little bit more, I started to get a lot more confident and comfortable, and I really felt this connection because it's so strange, but in the words, it's everything that I've always worked towards, about bringing awareness about our culture, our history, those types of things. So it just felt like these two songs that were selected for me were for me.
I want to promote our culture always and all the time. And Peter Frank did that in his lyrics. And so being able to do that with everybody, I think everybody has that same connection, being able to tell that story.
I have a feeling that the audience are ready to hear this. They want to hear this. They really, really do. Both First Nation people and non-First Nation people want to hear this.
I was looking at Scott and I said, oh, okay, he's here. We can feel him, he's here. I never met the guy. I heard about him, but his spirit is strong. And he's happy that we are doing this, you know. He waited 30 some odd years.
What I want to see is the people who will be performing that night. I want them to feel that confidence that they should feel, because they're very good singers, very good performers, good voices.
Let the bright paints wash me down, let the crowds all call me clown. Let the passing centuries phase away my road. Let the Christians work my mind, let the old thought kill my kind. Let the fear of hell coming down upon my soul. I'm a winner, I'm an Indian.
All the performers are getting a little closer, is what it is, I see. Everybody's doing all these songs like by Peter Frank, and when we get together, like we're one big family in that circle.
Take away this doubt from my soul. Take away this doubt from my soul.
To really understand, or to be able to see that there are so many other BL Franks out there in our Mi'kmaq and our First Nations communities. There are so many individuals who have done great things in music, but they haven't really felt, again, confident enough in their own work. So how many other records and tapes or CDs are out there that people have made, and their songs could really make a difference in our communities and for our people.
I think that his music and his songs are very relevant and can be used in an educational format for all of us to gain understanding and compassion with what he has gone through and what collectively the Mi'kmaq peoples have gone through.
When you listen to the music of Peter Frank Bernard, it leaves no doubt, his opinions on his life, his community, the state of the world, the state of Canada, and it's still very pertinent today. It's a message for everyone.
The story he has is almost universal between us. Like we all come from different places and different age groups. The message is still the same, and we can relate to it.
They're so artistically put that a person listening to these pieces of music, songs, poetry, the message is so eloquently clear.
Oh, meeting in the mountains, oh, meeting